What's up, everybody? I'm Mo,
It's your boy KABZA here.
and welcome to the Got It All Covered podcast,
Yes, sir.
music. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking it slow. We're gonna be doing a review for GIVÉON's new offering, his debut album, right? His debut studio album, Give or Take. See, GIVÉON, give or take. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing here today. So yeah,
Yeah, man, we'll be giving the people a review of GIVÉON's new album, and we wanna know how you will take this album. You know, I'm gonna roll with the dad
yeah, I
jokes
get,
today.
yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Anyways, sorry about that. Yeah, off the bat, let me just be honest for a second. Let me just be real for a second. When you first told us we were gonna be doing a review for this album, I was like, ish. Reason being because I have an ex who used to listen to GIVÉON, ish, and I'm like, why? But you know what? I'm like, no, this is for the podcast. Let me just do this for the content. This is for content, and I was pleasantly surprised. I actually like from the first song. Okay, it went in pretty good, but with the second song, I was already hooked. I actually really enjoyed this album. I really did. Shout out to my ex. You know you are. But yeah, but yeah. Honestly, it really was a good. It was. I think I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'd say. But yeah, what was your first?
Well, hey, bro, it started to grow on me after the second listen. The first listen, I don't know, cause at first I listened to his first project. Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good,
True.
solid project from the young man. And then I listened to the debut studio album. What has changed? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like it's still the same thing. It felt like a continuation from the first EPs.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my first thoughts. And listening to it again, yeah, I found couple of great songs here and there, but still, I feel like there was no artist development. I know it's his debut album.
Yeah,
I know it's his debut album, but the notoriety that this guy has got over the years, I feel like he should have brought out a better project, a better project, a better product.
I can hear what you're saying. I remember when we all discovered GIVÉON with that Chicago freestyle
Yeah.
verse, and we were all just taken away by this. We were surprised, like this person with this strong baritone. Like, who is this guy? And I think, I would say that I would say that maybe you could say that the cadence in terms of like how he sounded in this one and his previous albums, maybe you could say it was quite similar. But I would say there were a few songs that would quite stand out for me. I think for me anyways, I'd say that there were a few standout songs, but. Yeah, I think let's just get right into it with the artist performance. Basically, let's just jump right into it.
Like I said, bro, the artist performance, I feel like there was no artist development. There's not much to really talk about here on this. It is what you expect from GIVÉON. It is what you expect from GIVÉON. I know we shouldn't be expecting something different, every single time an artist drops, but it's still the same thing. Like I said, it feels like it's a continuation from the first EP. When we look at the track list, for me, the interludes had better vocal performances than the rest of the album, bro. I don't know.
Jeez.
Looking at track number 3, December 11th and July 16th, that was actually some good pen game from GIVÉON. Whoever he was working on the song, or he wrote this himself, that was good, because it was concise. It had a message, even though it was 1 minute and 30 seconds. December 11th was the song where, after listening to the first two, and I was like, damn, something pretty good is going here. Then we get to This Will Do, Get to You. You can even see, bro, that I didn't enjoy these songs. Trying to be, that sounded like a excuse me, a Don't Deliver ripoff.
Yeah,
because sonically the production sounded the same. We'll touch more on production later on the episode. And the cadence too, like you mentioned, it hasn't changed, bro. The vocal range, he tried to hit Don Toliver's psychedelic vocal type.
The
Yeah, but it didn't really pan out well. It's an enjoyable song, but for someone who has listened to Don Toliver's music, I can tell that nah, man, this is going into that lane. So for me, the vocal performance was mid. It was mid.
Whew. Oh, the GIVÉON fans are not gonna like that. I'll touch on trying to be. I would say that it's interesting. You say you got who? You got
Don Toliver vibes.
Don Toliver vibes. I got more Breast and Tiller vibes. I think the song was a lot more stripped back. I'd say it was it was very stripped back. It focused a lot on his vocals, and I got more of a Bryce and Tiller kind of vibe. I say with GIVÉON, I'd say there are three right now in the industry. There's three certain voices that are very, distinct. There's Don Toliver, there's Brent Fires,
Yeah.
and there's and I think with GIVÉON, he's more of the classy type of voice.
True,
He's
true,
not very.
true.
I think Brent is more of the toxic type
Yeah,
of vibes,
yeah.
and Daniel is more of like he takes you like with on a very high strung, and I'd say I'd agree with that. But I think with GIVÉON, he's more of a classy type. He has a certain when you listen to his music, he invokes a certain feeling out of you that most artists. Because I think one thing's for sure, he has one of the most unique voices
True.
in the industry today. Like when you hear his song, you can hear that that's GIVÉON.
This
That's
is
GIVÉON.
GIVÉON,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think with his performance on this album, I would say that. Yeah, I would say that would I say that there was a vast difference in terms of his performance from his previous I'd say projects like Take Time. I think that's where he had his best performances vocally.
True.
In my opinion, I'd say Take Time, personally for me anyways. With Give or Take, I'd say that there were a few good songs here. There were a lot of good songs. I'd say I think maybe I don't know. Maybe he wanted to try something different. Maybe that's why.
He did.
That's why you could hear him trying to hit these different types of notes. And I'd say that it didn't, for me anyways. I'd say that it didn't really affect the performance of the album as a whole. I think, there are a few like songs that I didn't really like Get to You. I wasn't really a big fan. I think the lyrics, that I can hear that he's talking, he's talking about a girl and that okay, but then I wasn't really feeling it that much. But then as a whole, as a body of work, I would say his performance was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was bad or mid. I would say for me anyways, I'd say it was a pretty good performance from him.
Alright, bro, that's what we're here for. Here to share our thoughts and talk about our thoughts on the album. Now let's jump into the content. What did GIVÉON bring out for this project, bro?
Hey man, in terms of content, I think I've had like so far I've had like 2 listens. I've had 2 good listens, and I think we know what we're gonna get from a GIVÉON album most of the time. He's gonna be talking about subject matter revolving around like love, revolving around like romance, breakups, and the tumultuousness that is mjolo, about that is relationships. And I think that's what he was talking about front and center. There are a couple of songs where he does really talk about that front and center. I think there's a song that which one was, I think it was This Will Do. This Will Do is one of the songs where like he does he has a very descriptive tone about relationship that wasn't really working well, if I'm not mistaken. But in terms of his content, I think for me he did get that point across of what he was trying to say, what he was trying to do.
True. For the first time in this review, I actually agree, bro. The content was good. I got the idea. I got the idea, even though there were some a few bumps here and there. But Scarred, he talked about how he cannot get into another relationship with peace freely because of his previous relationships. That's going back to the title. He's got from his previous relationships.
I think sorry to cut you off. I'll just say that
Yeah.
if you are someone who is coming out of a relationship and you're listening to an album like this, I think it is an album that you can relate to.
Yeah.
For example, us 2 individuals, we happen to be getting out of serious relationships, or I know we're getting a bit personal, but yeah,
That's
and
what the album is
that
about.
is that's what the album is about.
That's
And
what
I
the
think
album is about.
there were lots of moments in this album that you can really relate to, and just like, okay, wow, like, you know, like it's very relatable. And I think I like that aspect. You know, there were lyrically, he really did his penman game. Whoever he worked with on these on this project, they really did do a really good job. And I'd say that's something that I really did enjoy. So yeah, no, shout out to him. Like,
Yeah, man. Like I mentioned, December 11th and July 16th. December 11th, he was talking about how he caught a glimpse of this girl, but he didn't get to speak to her and talk to her. Then on July 16th, he's talking about the same girl, but now they're actually spending time together. I love that. That adds more. There's another layer to this. It's a story. That's why the content is good. You know, he has a story to this. Make You Mine. That was one of the underwhelming performances on the album. And I don't know, man. Your mother is motivating you on this album while you're venting about your heartbreak, bro.
nah, man, let the boy like how let him put his mama on. I'd say Unholy Matrimony. I'd say that I think that was a nice outro for me. I think I enjoyed the way that it was like a good conclusion for me. I like the way it sounded, the way like the way the sound, like it mellowed in a very nice way for me. As I enjoyed Unholy Matrimony.
Yeah, it allowed him to put the message clear on the song. And the single For Tonight, you know, for me, it is one of the best songs on the album. And yeah, man, the content was good. The content was good. I enjoyed the content on this album from back to forth.
Shout out GIVÉON.
Yeah, there are no features on this album. The only features that we can talk about are the non-featured performers. His mom.
His mama. Shout out mama. Shout out GIVÉON's mama. We love you, girl. Shout out GIVÉON's mama. Yeah.
And yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like the voice notes, some of them were placed incorrectly. Like,
you think?
Cause his mother is saying, "I'm so proud of you, my boy."
Oh, what's wrong with that? You know how I would love to put a voice note of my mom.
There's nothing wrong, but the song that your mom's on, you're talking about how you want this girl to let you go. Like, I was already puzzled because that's on the intro. His mom saying, "I'm so proud of you, my son," you know, like, and then he's talking about, "Bro, let me go." I was like, "Oh, okay, GIVÉON." But I think that's the only feature that we can talk about. You know, we can't really rate it. You know, we'll just mention. You know, so now
I'd say it was a very solid, like, you know, holding his own, no features. I'd say that was a very solid. You know, I think he held his own. I think you know he held his own. I think, you know, obviously you can never really know if how an album will turn out, if it has features or not. But I think, you know, I commend him for. I think I always commend artists who want to go it on their own. You know, like, I think that just shows the amount of trust that you have in yourself as a musician, as an artist, to say that, you know what, I wanna. Not saying that you don't want to work with people, but you feel like you want to do this, especially him being his first debut album. You know, I think, you know, it was
something
really
special. This is something that he'll look back on.
definitely, yeah. And I think, you know, he did a really good job on his own. I would say, you know, I think it was really solid performance from him. Like, on every single song, I'd say that, you know, like the fact that, you know, this body of work, it's his alone. Yeah, I think, you know, I commend him for that.
What were your thoughts on the production of GIVÉON's debut studio album?
I'd say it was probably up there with one of his best like sounding offerings. I'd say, like, you know, I'd say that, you know, for the fact that this is his debut album, you know, and he's had a few good EPs, he's had like a few great EPs. I'd say that, you know, it sounded really great. I think there were a couple of songs where, you know, it sounded really great, like Scarred. Yeah, I think I liked the guitar riff. I liked how it sounded there. You know, even songs like Which one? Which one is it? Again?
For Tonight, the
For
single.
Tonight. Yeah, the single
the
for
grand
Tonight.
piano.
The grand piano. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. That one. That sounded really great. I think.
Yeah.
All in all, the production. He did really well, and I think even though maybe there's some parts of the song maybe where you might not really like how it sounds. The fact that it's still his debut album. I think it sounded really well for it being his debut album. I think it sounded really great for me, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but like, for me, my notable production performance was on For Tonight, and the intro. He tends to do well on songs that have a piano. Even his biggest songs, it has the grand piano in play, and
Yeah.
I think that could be GIVÉON's signature in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Where
for
like
sure.
this is his production tagline in a way. Where
Yeah.
songs that have grand piano, because he just does well on them.
Yeah, he sounds. I think he sounds really well on those types of, those types of sounds.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I like the production on the interludes too, and his mama's voice notes too. Like,
You gotta just cure it with his mama. Like this is like, what's going on with you and his mama? Like this, yo, dude.
although they were placed at the wrong places, the
Jeez,
voice
man,
notes, I don't
jeez.
have a problem with them. But December 11th and July 16th, I love the production on.
Wow.
That was clear storytelling. That's a song that you can play in the background of some movie where the motion pictures go hand in hand with what
I like that. Yeah,
we're
that's
hearing
true,
on
yeah.
the songs,
Mm.
because as we went in detail on the content, that December 11th is a song where he's talking about a loved one, a girl that he saw somewhere but couldn't talk to her. That's something that you can use in a movie.
Definitely.
It was kind of cinematic. I love the production. I think the production was good on this album. It was better than from the first EP, Take Time, that's for sure. He improved on that sense. Whoever he was working with on this, the production team of this, clearly upped their game on this one.
Definitely.
And it's a debut album, like you mentioned off camera. The trajectory is up from now for GIVÉON.
True. So yeah, no, production. I'd give it a 7. I'd say it's a 7.
Yeah,
I'd say
it was good.
It was good. It was good. I'll give it a 7. So yeah.
So yeah,
Production.
now let's move over to, I could say, the most important part of the album review. Does it have any replay value?
Does it have any replay value? I'd say yes. I'd say for me, I'd say definitely there are good songs. There are good songs that I can go back to again. When I'm in the fields, when I'm just feeling all lonely. And I need some, some company. I'd say, does it have replay? I'd say his previous offerings have more replay value, but then I'd just say the fact that this guy hit the industry with a bang. So it's kind of hard to top your standards when your standards are this high. And I think for him, he just came into the game and he just blew everyone away with his voice. And I think for the fact that as I said, it's his first album, so literally he can only go from stride to stride. He can only go up. There's only his trajectory can only go up from here. So I'd say it has replay value. I would say that if you compare them to his other projects, maybe it's not as strong. This project in particular isn't as strong as his previous EPs, which I wouldn't say is a bad thing or it's anything to worry about. I think it just means he has more time to improve. This is his debut. I'm pretty sure his sophomore project will be better. And I think he'll only go stride for stride from here.
Yeah, there are songs that will grow on me on this album. After first listen, I didn't think it was good. The second one and the third one, I found some songs. Lost Me was a nice one. Was a nice pickup that I found. So yeah, I feel like it is okay. I feel like he'll do better in his next album.
Definitely.
And it will be one of those debut albums where oh yeah, this was the kickstart in a way.
Yeah, true.
This album doesn't put GIVÉON in the top of the R&B hierarchy at this moment. It just cements his place as a R&B mainstay for now.
For now, yeah, true. And especially in a market where R&B isn't really
as prominent
as it once was, because R&B used to be huge back in the day, and I'd say that I wouldn't say it's a dying breed, but it's slowly going there. I mean, there are still people that are in the R&B market. You know, there's still people making good R&B music, but it's not as big as it used to be. But people like GIVÉON giving us projects that are like, if he just keeps on doing his thing, honestly, like we could see like his projects going up number ones, you know, competing with the likes of, you know, your Drakes and stuff, just in terms of commercial success. Because, you know, this guy, he's huge. He's hot right now. He's hot right now. Not like he's hot, like as just like he's hot in terms of like, you know, he's you know, his success. Like he's only gonna get better. He's only gonna get better.
Yeah, man. No, I feel like he's the one that's putting himself out there. Chris Brown and Asha especially, the time is fading away right now. You know?
Yeah.
You know, Chris Brown just dropped a new album. He dropped the deluxe today, but I feel like he's the standout.
Yeah.
He's putting himself out there. That R&B is still here. I wanna carry it forward. Because R&B is in a limbo at this moment. You know, R. Kelly has got arrested. You know, as I mentioned, Asha and Chris Brown. So yeah, bro. Then there's Brent Fayez, Roy Woods, Lucky Day. They also dropped albums, but I don't think they're as good as what GIVÉON has put out there. From the new crop of R&B, I feel like he's the standout at this moment. And if he carries on like this, man, the future looks bright for him.
Definitely.
The future looks bright for him.
For sure.
But for me, the replay value, I feel like there will be more albums that are better than this one, and this one will kind of fade away, and it will just be, oh, his debut album, nothing more to it.
Yeah.
The replay value will be okay for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this album, bro? What's your favorite song on this LP?
Right now, I would say my favorite song, listening to it, because as I said, Vele, listening to when Kabza told me that we're gonna be reviewing GIVÉON, I'm just like, damn it, now I'm gonna have to be thinking about my ex-girl. I'm just like, god damn it, I'm getting emotional. But once I listened to the second song, Scarred, I was just like, whoa, hold on a minute. Well, this is actually really good. This is actually, because I am familiar with GIVÉON. I have listened to a couple of his songs, but you know, I was not really sure. But once I listened to it, I was just like, okay, I'm actually enjoying the music that I'm listening to. I'm irrespective of how I feel about, you know, whatever connection I might have to it. Like I enjoyed it. So I'd say Scarred is up there. Is one of the highlights. I'd say For Tonight is also another one that I did enjoy listening to. But yeah, I think those two are my two favorites so far.
And I'll only have to add on that because we have similar picks. For Tonight, Scarred, and now add Lost Me there, and the two interludes, December 11th and July 16th. Those are my picks from this album. And yeah, man, overall, what would you rate it?
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a proper 7. I'd say for debut album, he did really good. You know, obviously maybe I'm being a bit nitpicky, but yeah, there were just a few things here and there. But I think, you know, for a debut album, he can only get better. And I'm pretty sure his next offering will be as good, you know. So yeah, I think, you know, for me, I'll give it a 7.
I feel like it's okay, bro. It's okay. I'd give it a 6. It's okay. He can do better. I was maybe it's because of my expectations from Take Time.
Yeah.
But I feel like those expectations are justified. He is talented and he is good. You know, he is that good. I feel like it was okay. It was okay for me. I'll give it a 6.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let us know your thoughts on this album. Did you like our review? Did you hate our review? Where do you disagree? Where do you agree with us on this one? What are your thoughts? What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite tracks on this album? And yeah, our next album, we're taking it back to hip hop. More boom bap this time. More rap with Logic on Vinyl Days. That's our next review. So hang in there on the channel so that you can check that out. And yeah, man. If you're a sports fan, you gotta check out our channel. Got it all covered. Sports, where we talk about everything sports, and we'll be having some hot takes coming up there.
So make sure to check that out. And yeah, we've got more content coming up for you guys, because we wanna give you guys the best. So please just check out for that. Please subscribe. Please follow. Comment. And yeah, man, just let us know what you think.
Yeah, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on Anchor, on YouTube. We are on all platforms. And from the GIAC family, we got it
All covered.
yes sir.
Yeah.